The origins of the Pamboang of West Sulawesi. In ancient times there lived three people named I Lawas, I Lawela, and I Labukang. These three young men came from a place located in Majene Regency, West Sulawesi province. These three young men would later inspire a folk tale entitled The Origins of Pamboang. Long ago, there was a village located near a beach. Not far from the village, there were mountains with dense forests. One day, three young men from the village sat together to discuss a plan.
Looks like we need to expand this village. What do you think?
I agree. As long as the expansion of this village is for the common good, then I am ready to work hard.
I agree. Of course, our hard work is aimed at the well-being of the entire village.
We have to come up with a planning plan for the village so the village expand can be targeted.
Plans must be done so as not to backfire. Don't let the expansion of this village devastate the poor and disintegrate the rights of the people.
Exactly, so that our efforts are going well. Then we need to do research all over this village, things anywhere.
I luace off the road down the forest. He sees dense forests and is still natural. He thinks to open up the inflammatory, enough to feed the villagers. Ilawela went to the beach to take a look at the vast, clean beaches she was watching. I Pumpkin Kong walked on a narrow beach and looked dirty. She thought hard. What could she do to see that beach? The three young men then met again and talked about their research.
I've seen that dense forest. I'm going to open fields with various plants so the people of this village can feed.
I'm coming to that vast beach. I'm going to build a port with a high lighthouse. That way our village can do.
I have seen the narrow area and I will build fish ponds so that our need for nutritious seafood can be met.
Even I Luace opened a bee forest near the village. But he opened the forest by keeping an eye on the forest environment so that the gap won't cause a natural disaster. Ilawela also carried out his plan to build the port he started by making a tall lighthouse as well as I Labukang. He worked hard to make a pond full of highly nutritious fish. Ilawasa even managed to open fields with a variety of flourishing plants, so that the villagers managed to reach swasimbada food. While the port with its magnificent lighthouse was built by Ilawela, the trade grew widely in the multitude of great ships. And the fish pan made by Ilabukang. The fish overflowed so much that more than simply met the needs of the peasants. So the labor of not giving up in sincerity for the sake of one's gain made the village prosperous and called its name. Telu Palavate, what it means is a mast, and by Talu, what it means is 3 Talu sailors. It means 3 sail posts. But one day it turns out that a ship full of refugees docked at the port of the Malus Lawas. Ilawela, Ilabukang, seeing the arrival of such refugee ships full of questions.
We were forced to evacuate our homeland because of the attack by the enemy. Our kingdom has been destroyed, and please allow us take cover here.
Of course we can't turn away from other people's suffering. Go ahead. You live in our village. A few months after seeking refuge in the town's refugee leader encountered Iluas, Ilawela, and Ilabukang.
I intend to invite you to join an alliance of defense, the Empire Mandar. That way, we'll have even greater power to face the enemy.
Ilawas, Ilawela, and Ilabukang didn't immediately give an answer. The three of them had a conversation first. After speaking for some time, the three of them decided not to accept the offer of entering into the Royal Defense Alliance of Mandar. After taking Ilawas, Ilawela, and Ilabukang, delivered it to the head of the refugee.
Why don't you give the tambo to the mall? I'll deliver that bug a week from now if you agree.
Ilawase, Ilawela, and Ilabukang then spoke again to discuss the tambo offer of the refugee head. Finally they agreed, accepting the tambo offer in the hope that it will increase the prosperity of the village after the deal has been reached. Then the chief of the refugees went to the Mandar to convey the entry of the wall into the Defense Alliance. Days change weeks, weeks changed into months to years, but the season promised by the refugee head did not continue to be given. That's what the villagers talked about. Tambalang term and then be a pal, the company has still been known and became the name of a deplorable in the county of Majene, Western Sulawesi province.